I think on that point, as we discuss strategically how we would be gathering and assessing the information and developing the tool and the outputs we need, and at the same time staying on schedule for an environmental review process that we did talk about, and I think Cindy with your team need to really figure out the detailed work plan of starting to frame straw man proposals to get at it, to really start looking at straw man sets of priorities. So kind of to your point, we get there sooner than later in testing both the tool and the concepts, even as we're sort of vetting the detailed information that will feed. So I think there's a 15-month delivery milestone of a particular, fairly developed product, but I think for all of our process, we're going to need to be getting into the very business of starting with sets of priorities, not spending 12 months on data and hoping we're ready to load the tool. So I think that will answer, and because it's stakeholder intensive, I think that will answer some of your process concerns.
Mr. Chair, do you mind?
Yes, Peter.
Actually, Cindy, would you like to perhaps talk about the review of the methodology, because that may be getting to where Phil's at. So I don't know if you want me to say something about that, or if you would like to.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and I'll fill in any gaps.
I think as part of this, when the staff were thinking how to structure this, what Vice Chair Eisenberg was saying is a big concern, because if that methodology, how you put it together, is not going to stand up, we didn't want to be a year or 2 years into the process and suddenly it's not state of the art, it's not going to stand up. So as part of the structure, very early on, once the consultants are set, there will be a review panel of your national experts that come in and actually take a hard look at the methodology. And I think many of the questions which you're asking for will be exactly the charge that the panel you'll be looking at. And that would occur before there's any major investment on behalf of the consultants.
That's helpful, Peter.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to make sure that Council has exhausted all their questions at this point before I open it up for public comment. And then at the appropriate time, Cindy, I'll ask you to provide us exactly what the staff recommendation is. So
Absolutely.
Do we have any blue slips on this subject? Any other council comments or questions at this point? If not, then